you don't need to moisture test your beans when you've got him.
Yep.
What's the moisture on that?
I have no idea.
What?
Didn't snap, so they're not ready.
Yeah.
That's how we've always done it for beans. I don't feel like picking 900 pods and trying to shell them into the tester, I guess.
Yep, just give them a quick chew.
Yep. The dentist loves me.
Save money on groceries too. I'll make sure to tell your mom Nick doesn't need any lunch today. He had a couple soybeans.
I'm full. So today we are basically just getting stuff ready yet. We're gonna put the rock picker away here quick, and then go grab the bean head from my grandpa's, bring that over here, and just probably make sure the tires are all aired up on it, make sure all the sickle sections are good, all the guards are good, and grease it, and then make sure all the gearboxes are good on oil. We had a gearbox on it go out last year, so all the oil should be changed on that. We shouldn't have to worry about it. Just make sure that they're full on oil, and then get all that done. Probably go out and moisture test some more fields because it's been a few days. Over at my grandpa's now, just got the tongue put on the bean head. Looking at the tires, they all look decent. The front one's gonna need air when we get back, but those look good. And while I'm over here, I'm gonna take a look at the ripper, see if these tires need anything. Those two are good. Those two look good. So that's good for whenever we decide to come over here and drag that out. But for now, we're just gonna go with the bean head because the 620 has to get a new water pump put on it, and I just don't want to hook any tillage equipment up to it yet until that's done. So that way, if they want to drive it around, they can and don't have to worry about the tillage equipment on it, and that way we can keep it in the shed even when we're going to be going on combining, because with the combine grain cart and the 540, there's not enough room in there for the 620 and the Salford or the Ripper. So you're just gonna stay unhooked that, and I want to wait until we get some rain before we do any tillage this year for sure. we got the head back. Just gotta go through and look at all the sickle sections, probably throw a wrench on it, just move it back and forth a couple times, make sure everything's sounding good. Try and hand run the reel, and then grease everything up, go underneath, take a look and make sure that nothing got under the canvas over winter. And yeah, there's not much to do on it, but really right now we don't have all that much to do. Just waiting on the combine, really. Unless you have something you can think of.
Get the trucks ready.
Trucks are ready.
All of them?
Yep.
Even the trailers?
Yep.
Okay, this. Well, we don't really have a mower. I would love to go mow all the approaches.
Well, we can.
Someone broke the little tractor.
We can use a grasshopper too.
I don't think it's a bad idea to throw that thing on a trailer and zip around and mow these approaches. Some of these are just really narrow, like out by Deitz's and stuff. Those are sketchy. So just getting something mowed off so people know where to go. I think we could avoid maybe a catastrophic, you know, tipping stuff over.
Well, that's a nice thing. We've got pretty good drivers this year. Past years, it's when you're sitting in the grain cart watching the trucks leave and they double dip the trailer on both sides of the field approach. That's when it gets a little hairy.
So I must not be driving a truck then?
You probably can a little bit, but you'll have to ride around a few rounds with somebody and learn how to do it.
Logistics with them and
No, all the semis need now is the one trailer needs to have its tires checked, and then tires checked, tabs put on, and then those are ready to go. But so trucks are ready, grain cart's ready. 620 is going to get worked on here in a few days, it sounds like.
We could probably do that ourselves.
Yeah. No, it's still halfway under warranty, so I don't feel like touching anything on this tractor, to be honest with you. But yeah, the Tyler and Nash, they're still looking for their tools. I keep telling them, just swing out when you're home and pick them up, but they must not want them that bad. So, yeah, this is probably going to stay parked right where it's at for a while until they come out and fix it. Then we'll get it hooked up to probably the Salford first, because we'll use that on the bean stubble and some of the corn stalks this year. I'm gonna try to anyway. I got the bean head all wrapped up. I didn't see any issues. I did look at the hydraulic fluid level. That looked good. So I'm not gonna worry about that. And then that's Tim's payloader. But yeah, got that all done. So now we're gonna probably unhook from this and then go check some moisture on some other fields that we didn't get to the other day and see what they're looking like. Go do that. I kind of want to, go check all the bean fields too, because the field across the road over there is looking like it's going to be ready here probably middle of next week.
All right, we headed out west. You can see in the background here, it's a guy fishing. Anyway, this is that field we were in, what was it? I don't know, a few weeks ago, and they had this huge, it was like 15-inch ears, just monster ears of corn. We haven't been out here since then, so we're gonna just check some moisture, see how this is looking. It was planted at least, 20 days after that stuff at home probably?
Yep.
But it also progressed, it seemed to like be in alignment with the progression of the stuff back home, so it just matured a lot quicker. I don't know if that's a variety or what, but I know this was some 94-day corn. So yeah, we're gonna check the moisture here.
Looking pretty green, yeah.
Yeah, you can see
Look out.
the plants even like. And that's good, because if all the fields are ready at the same time, then they're just gonna sit there and dry and dry and dry way beyond what we want them, so. Those are some good looking ears though, man.
Yeah.
Way better than back home on that stuff.
Okay. It shelled really easy, so that's
right.
kind of surprising, but okay.
It's, yeah, the stalks are a lot greener, but it's just about the same moisture as what we were finding back home.
Yep.
20, what was it? 23.9?
Yeah, 23.9. So
23.9.
Well, this is a little higher from back home, because I think the highest we got back there was what, 22.8?
I thought we got 20.5, 22, and then we got some stuff that was so wet that you could just pop the kernels. Like it wouldn't even measure, but, and we're not, I guess we are kind of on like a kind of a side hill. I don't think this is like a low spot where it's wetter than the rest.
No, it's
so
not a real low spot, but it is a lower point.
Ultimately, this is all just good information, but it's not going to really matter, because there's no way we're going to, unless this is super dry, there's no way we're driving all the way out here to harvest this field before the rest. So,
and you got to realize that this is first planted stuff, and then the center of the field is going to be even later.
Right. Yep.
After that week we waited.
Yeah, we got stuck, and the planter got stuck like right over here for.
And it rained
7 days.
Rained. Had to wait a while before we could get the planter back. So
yeah. Well, that's good. We should check out some beans that are out here. Those were planted.
Drive around.
The beans that got planted out here, we finished right back over here, and it was about 4 or 5 days before Memorial Day, so late May when we planted those. So those should be nowhere near ready, hopefully.
Well, we swung by the bean field right to the north of where we just were on that cornfield, and these are about the most mature beans that we have so far that I've seen. Got a couple other places we gotta go look yet today, but I don't think they're gonna be as mature as these ones are, but never know. Just looking up here anyway, they're looking pretty good. The hail, that little bit of hail that they had out here, didn't do a whole lot to them, which is good. Crack open decent. Still very soft, so it'll probably be middle of next week, probably before these are ready. But nice tall beans, and got a lot of pods on them, and a lot of them are, 3 up towards the top to get the dinky 2s, but we're down here, all of them being 3. That's all you can really ask for, I guess, in my book anyway. So yeah, I think probably middle of next week on this one, we're gonna head to the south side of this field, this section where we got another about 50 acres of beans over there. So we're on the south side now, and pretty much same story with this field. The beans are all about waist high, so that's normally a good sign that they will yield pretty good. But just walking around them, seeing if there's any issues. I noticed for how high a moisture the pod or the beans are yet, the pods want to shell really easily, so probably have to watch that and get in here as soon as we possibly can, just to avoid shatter on the head. But Yeah, looking at these, they're looking pretty nice. When they're all the leaves are off and they're still laying over top of each other, that's normally a good sign that they're going to yield pretty good, in my experience anyway. But you got anything to add?
No, we just have that green strip that we showed the video this spring. Reed came with a John Deere planter, and he finished this little spot up because they had beans they wanted to burn out of the planter, and we somehow, Nick had a little skip issue or something, but
yeah,
that's like 5 acres, right?
Yeah, I believe
it's like 5 acres, so right now it's really green, so we're gonna have to skip those for right now, but 5 acres of beans, you're definitely coming back for those things.
Oh yeah.
I mean, say even if they average 40, because they were planted in June.
I would be happy if those
30,
averaged
I would say.
20.
Yeah, exactly. It's just replant.
Because they were planted so late.
But if they average 20 and times 5, it's 100 bushels at what are beans at?
Like $12.50 right now.
Right, so $1,250 you'd be leaving in the ground.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
We'll have to figure out a plan for coming back out here, unfortunately. I guarantee...
Probably wait until the end of the year like we normally do on the bean replants.
Right. These are the bean replants we did this year.
Yep. And would be possible to go around it, cut a little bit of them, and then try and mix up the dry ones with those high moisture ones, and just try and cut it down a little bit the best that you can. But that's something we'll have to come across when the day comes. If the beans are still really green inside the pods, then if trying to harvest it, they'll just blow right out of the back of the combine. But yeah, should we head over to another field?
Yeah, I think we should go over by the inlet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit Mark up and tell him we're coming out.
So we're out by the inlet on Lake Chetek, checking out one of my rented pieces, and they're pretty much probably a little bit further along than the ones we were at on the last field, but these ones got more hail than the other fields, and I don't think that they got as much rain on them, so that's why they're quite a bit shorter. And they've got some branches that are still stuck to them, and we're also on the highest point of the field, which doesn't help anything for trying to check it. But yeah, just kind of what we're seeing everywhere. It's just really patchy where the green spots are, which that's going to happen no matter what. But yeah, I hope out towards the middle of the field more where it gets a little bit lower. Hopefully they're a little bit taller, because these they put on a lot of pods for how short they are, but it's going to make it really challenging to combine if they're this short throughout the whole field. And this is a rockier field that we got, so hopefully I don't have to run the header as low to the ground as I can, but only time will tell on that. I think next we're going to run to one of my cornfields that I rent from the same guy, and probably do a moisture test on that, just see how that's looking. But that field's north of Garvin, so pretty close to here, and I thought it was kind of I don't know, frustrating, because the two most ready fields are the furthest away from each other. What do you say, 20 miles? At least 20 miles apart, so it'll be fun. But at least they're, once you get them done, then you don't have to run all the way back over anymore. So we're at the field on 59 now, and 21.1 is what it tested. So we're noticing a few things at this field. It's got pretty good ear sizes on some of them. So they look good. They don't want to pull off very easy, but the stalks are super skinny, and most of them want to push over pretty easy. But so this will probably have to be one of the first fields that gets harvested, just in the fact of these are the skinniest stalks that I've seen, and don't want them tipping over. But
Yeah, they seem like they could easily just tip. I mean,
and
just like that, that's nothing.
next week is supposed to be about an average of 30-mile-an-hour winds all week, so yeah, hopefully it stays up long enough for it to dry down a little more, and then we can get in and at least get this done. Hopefully in the good wind that we're gonna have, and it's supposed to get back up into the 80s next week, it should dry down really quick. So probably we'll probably try and get all the beans that we can out, and if we get to a spot where we just don't have that much that's very ready, we'll probably switch over to corn and take a bunch of corn out, and then once we get to a spot where beans are ready again, go back to beans. I think that's just what this year's gonna be, because about the only field of corn that I haven't seen that's super skinny stalks is that field out west with the really good ears on it. So I'm a little bit worried about the other ones. If we get a good windstorm, I don't think it's going to be very good.